First, a little background on the Toyota production system. You probably know that Japan is an island that until very recently was relatively politically isolated. Its size and detachment meant that it had access to very few natural resources to begin with. Well, due to the destruction of World War II, Japan was further burdened by a lack of manufacturing capacity. Companies there had to be very scrappy with how they sourced components and materials such as steel. Toyota started producing cars in 1933. During the war, they had to reduce things to the bare minimum, so they simplified with things like only having one headlight, only putting brakes on the front axle, and using plywood for some body parts. In the 1950s, Eiji Toyota and Taiichi Ohno traveled to the US to visit Ford's River Rouge plant. The Japanese guests were impressed with the operation, but in resource-limited Japan, they knew that they would have trouble building something at that scale. They just couldn't have all their cash tied up in inventory. So instead, they developed the concept of manufacturing just in time. Instead of large batches, they would only manufacture small quantities of components at a time. Instead of running the assembly line at full speed and reworking defective units, any worker could pull a cord to stop the production line as soon as they encountered a problem. This not only reduced cost, but it also drastically increased quality. And when the oil crisis hit in the 1970s, this lean manufacturing system was able to scale to meet the very high demand for small, efficient vehicles. It's this same philosophy that enables them to be one of the highest volume automakers to this day. And this strategy has been adopted by leading firms such as Apple, Boeing, and Intel. Hey, that was a clip from a larger video about the Toyota production system and whether lean manufacturing techniques still hold up now that we have lots of supply chain disruption in hindsight. If you're interested in watching the whole video, you can click through to YouTube. And I'd love it if you could subscribe. Thanks so much.